You are listening to KMC Vibes, the voice of musicians in Japan. Bless your hearts.
You're listening to KMC Vibes. This is the host DL, courtesy of Blackan Radio. We're broadcasting from the studio today with co-host Una. Una, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm very great, thank you.
Why are you waving? Oh yeah, hi.
Just in case anyone's
watching, yeah. Yeah, things been going okay?
Yep, thank you. And you?
Good, good here and there. KMC is developing. And big news, thanks to Una, who's originally from Latvia. We hopefully have a good number of Latvian musicians coming to KMC this year. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Today's guest we have sitting in the studio is Eric with his lovely wife Yukari. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Genki desu.
Yes, genki desu.
Very, very happy to be here with you again. It's so nice to see you.
Yeah. So I'd like to start the interview. Just what have you been doing recently? A lot or
a lot?
A few?
Yeah. So a lot of really cool things, and playing, performing, recording, and doing a lot of work with different drum manufacturers and product manufacturers. So, music is just really, really growing and booming in my life.
The last time you were on the show, you were playing with, you weren't playing that much with Curtis, but a couple of shows with Curtis.
Yeah.
And I believe you were playing, at the time with Helium 5
yes.
and some other cats. So you said you're performing. Are you still performing with those guys?
I'm not. Music is kind of this kind of thing where you get into certain musical relationships and it goes well, and then things just change and adapt. And so right now I'm really trying to play what makes me happy.
Right, okay.
Instead of like going and
what
playing.
Makes the audience happy.
What makes the audience happy. So I'm kind of, I came at it music from a perspective of I've got to be everything to everyone. Like I'm going to play, R&B, and I'm going to play pop, and I'm going to play rock, and I can play whatever you want. But lately I found a group of musicians, and I said, let's go and play a show completely improvised.
Improv.
And it was the most fun that I've had musically in years. And, we did an hour show without any dialogue beforehand about what we were going to do. I just started with a drum groove. The club asked us back. People loved it. It was just the band. I mean, it was like a one-off. And the guys were just like, we want to do this again. And so the band now, we're called Out of Dust. Literally, Out of Dust is where we create this this music from. And the musicians I'm so blessed with, like Mark Elshout, he's a multi-instrumentalist. So he plays trumpet, he plays saxophone equally well. And so there's two instruments, two powerful frontline instruments right there. And then James Barrett is also a trumpeter, a soloist, really
very
primarily.
Very good player. Yeah.
And a composer. I mean, James is like an active composer. So James also is playing melodica and recorder, probably like percussion, beer bottles, whatever he wants to be playing. So sometimes we'll have two trumpets, sometimes we'll have trumpet and sax. And then Jesse Forrest, who you all know probably. Jesse Forrest is a great guitarist, classically trained. And Gary Linden from the UK on fretless electric.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love the sound of the electric fretless bass. It's got lots of slides. It sounds like boom, very boomy and voomy. And I love that element to bass, And then they listen to me. Because it's improvisation, they're all actively
focusing on what you're doing. Right?
It's rhythmically based, so I can really lead the band from the back. I can lead the band, and I start to play something, and everyone follows, and I start to play something else. And so we recorded an album exactly spontaneously, just like I described the live situation. I rented the studio. I mean, you could say, wow, it's scary. You could go in and come out with nothing. but we rented the studio for 4 hours, and we went in, and I love these guys because they totally trusted me, because I said to them, "You can do it.
Right.
I know you can do it." and we went in and we recorded this album, which just came out last week, which is 5 tracks, and which we'll play for you.
Yeah.
And
Well, Una, you're a musician playing traditional, more so traditional Latvian stuff.
Yes.
Is there improv in Latvian music? Do you have that?
In the traditional music,
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah, and because Latvians love to dance, so the live music when it starts, it goes all through the night.
Oh,
and
really?
Of course,
It just keeps going.
Yeah, musicians love to improvise too.
Okay. Wow. So, all that hype
Well, it's just
about
really- yeah.
about the song, I'd like to go ahead and play
Sure.
a little bit of the
Sure.
track.
So this is the first track of the song of the CD, and the CD. I'll talk more about it because it's been a great experience in making it. I learned a lot about how to self-publish. It's independently,
Put out. Okay.
and which is a great process these days. It's very streamlined, very easy to do. Just so we can talk about that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this is the first track.
And the group again is called Out of
Dust.
Out of Dust.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And the track name is.
the track name is This
This
Modern
Modern
Life.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's check this out. Wow, sounds
Amazing.
I guess I would call it like a fusion,
Yeah.
a typical fusion.
Without trying to be, you know, I often think
Right.
of fusion as kind of trying to show off, even though that's completely unfair. But you know what I mean? I felt like in this album, you know, nobody's really trying to specifically stand out
Right,
or show what they can do.
just
It was,
everyone's grooving. Kind of,
yeah, it was.
right.
Well, like you were saying a few times when we were talking behind, it's a total freedom,
Yeah.
right? So you said having fun and doing whatever you want to do. They can't stop me.
Right.
kind
Right,
of
right,
thing.
right.
So you can feel it all the way through.
Uh-huh.
So you got it. What did you think having Eric usually playing with cover songs?
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's doing something. One, not cover songs. Two, no singer.
Oh, that's okay because that's what he wanted, and he's always we talked about like okay with that vocal and how we can create sound more interesting
Right.
and kind of dynamic stuff like that. So
So he said, "Let's do this."
Yep.
Cool.
And this is the second time you were guys playing together.
Yes, you know, I mean, I played with like for example, them in different groups
Settings,
many times. So each one individually, I've worked with 20 or 30 different times. But this actual combination, it was only the second time
Second
we'd ever
time.
been in the same room together, all of us. And
You played live shows?
yeah, we played one. Yeah.
That was the first time.
That was the first time. So, like we have another recording date already scheduled for March 6th. And hopefully, what we get out of that will become the second album.
Okay.
And my goal to them was very preposterous. And you could think, in a sense, that I said, I want to do an album a month for 12 months. And everyone please contribute 1/5, of the cost for the recording studio, and I'll cover the rest. And so that over the course of 12 months, we'll come out with 12 albums. It'll be a 12-part series. And because I want to see how it develops. Because this is the first album, I'm very happy with it. What would it be like at the end of the 12th? And how would that be? So this is hopefully what you'll see.
Right.
What we're finding is that maybe it'll be an album every 2 months.
Yeah, some write one song a week.
Well, we
These
don't
guys
write
are
the songs.
album-
Yeah.
Album a month.
But what we found is that the mix it down time,
The process.
and we're too involved with like the listening and mixing and discussing how we're going to mix it to actually go and produce to do another one. So maybe like we did it in January, and now we'll do in March, and what's really cool is Yassine Boulares, who is a fantastic young sax player from New York City, who just recorded with Placido Domingo, and he works a lot in Haiti. He does with a lot of Haiti pop stars.
Okay.
When he comes at the end of April, I played with Yassine in December here. He said he'll sit in.
Oh,
And so we'll have two saxes,
Right.
sometimes two saxes and two trumpets. And when Gilad Atzman comes back, amazing sax player around the worldwide, he said he'll come in. So hopefully, as I play with international artists throughout
can
the year,
bring them in as well. Right.
yeah,
Right.
and we'll get like these special guest artists on
Cool.
these
Cool.
That sounds
recordings.
very amazing.
Cool.
And also, you do all the stuff yourselves. Like you said, the bass player
Does the mix down.
and all the business stuff, and it's your own project.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Nobody really helps you in
Uh,
this.
the sax player Mark Elshout and Gary both worked on the mix down, and then we would all make comments on what we thought and stuff like that. But yeah, completely in house.
What independent musicians can actually succeed, right?
Yeah.
What to do.
In my opinion, like a few years ago, like we were saying, when you posted something to YouTube, it was a big deal, and now, of course, it's not. I mean,
Right.
everyone can do it, and it's very simple.
Right.
It's the same way now with publishing your own CD.
Oh, sure.
As long as the content is there and you've got your direction, you can do
You can
it.
do it. Sure.
And
Yeah.
And you're guys going all digital for now. You also have some.
I'm gonna keep it in the digital environment, I think, unless seems to be a real reason not to.
So this new CD called Out of Dust.
Actually,
can be found.
the band's Out of Dust, and
Uh-huh.
I called this new CD "Songs from the Back of Your Mind."
How many songs are on?
Five.
Five tracks.
And some of them are as long as 20, 19 minutes. Right?
Yeah, two of them are 20 minutes long,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both very different. You know, one is like this, as you heard.
Right.
This Modern Life is very upbeat,
Mm-hmm.
and the track number 2 is called Sleeping Man, and it features I'm reading a poem called Nightgown
Mm-hmm.
over top of a track that kind of walks. Two people separately told me that it reminded them of Stuart Copeland's Rumblefish soundtrack.
Yeah.
And to me, that was incredible compliment. Stuart Copeland is, in my opinion, the greatest living drummer.
Right.
You know, so I'm a huge Stuart Copeland fan, and I had no intention I had never actually heard the Rumblefish soundtrack.
Really?
So now I have. As soon as I heard that it sounded like Rumblefish, I went and bought it, and I've been listening to it. I was like, wow, yeah. It's got these kind of different elements, you know, and it's songs from the back of your mind is this kind of idea. There's no vocalist, you know, except for those spoken words, so you can put it on and do your work. It doesn't distract you.
Cool. Well, it sounds like you've got stuff going there. What about in other directions? What other stuff do you have going on?
You know, the drum industry. I'm so lucky. This year, last September, I got contacted by Vrook drum pedals. I had been in a little bit of loose contact with them off and on for about a year. I've been using these bass drum pedals for about 10 years.
What are they called?
Vrook. His name is Mr. Vrook Vukovic.
Okay.
And it's just a really interesting pedal that allows you to play with your heel. And so we became the Japanese national distributor for this pedal. And so that was really cool. I mean, I felt like, wow, that's really nice to be a part of selling something that I've been using for a long time. And so that's what we've been doing. And that same month, I became an endorser with Diodario.
Okay.
And the Diodario company is a fantastic company. Makes guitars,
providing guitar
cables,
strings,
Planet Wave cables,
drum
and
heads, right.
but Evans drum heads and ProMark drumsticks are a huge part of what I do. So the amount of support that I got I couldn't even have guessed it. You know, it's just like, just support as a musician, support as a drummer, great products, and a lot of friendship. You know, so I got to meet lots of people. Like when we played with Katya, we played with Katya up in Tokyo. They came. You know, the Diodario came to the show. We had dinner, and so it was a totally different level
than what you've been doing before.
Than what I had been doing. And so after I got sponsored by Diodario, I learned how to become sponsored. And I contacted the Media Cymbals, which is another company I've been using for many years. The Media Japan Cymbal Company is a Japanese company. And so then
The Japanese cymbal?
No, they're a Turkish
company.
But the Japanese
office.
Distributor, Japanese office.
Okay.
So, and that was very difficult. I broke into the business. You know, I wrote them a letter. I sent them my videos and my endorsements, and they said, "Welcome aboard." And that was fantastic.
Right.
And from there, then now with Kickport, which is the bass drum sound enhancing product that we use, I just became a signed artist with Kickport.
Okay.
And the Booty Shakers are something that you've seen.
Booty shaker?
Yeah, the Booty Shaker.
Booty shaker?
Booty Shakers, you'll see them on the video. These are,
have I seen them?
what are they? They're foam isolation, sound isolation devices. So basically the drums sit on these foam plates, these tiny little...
and help absorb.
Remember, I was using it at the Hard Rock
Yes.
Cafe when we played.
Okay.
And so what's happened is you take a drum and it might have like a 5-second decay. Now it's got a 10-second decay.
Okay.
And what happens is now then you can
control.
If you don't want quite that long a decay, you can slow it down, but you've got that option.
Okay.
And you'll hear on this video that we did.
Okay.
There's Booty Shakers on every
drum.
And I was like, between the Evans heads and the Booty Shakers and the Kickport,
really enhances
now
the sound.
my sound is really you can hear for yourself, but it's a different level of sound, and also sound awareness that you'll hear coming from the drums.
Right. Okay. Can you give a quick intro to the next video you want to
Sure.
do? Okay.
And the 2 words I'll say is Erin Walker.
Okay.
You know, and everything about this video that says if you like it, it's because of Erin. You know, Erin is he doesn't sleep when he's on a project. He just thinks about it. Every detail. He'd send me an email. What are you going to do for this? I need this. I need it now. And so I can't wait to work with Erin again. I've worked with him.
So he did the video production. Is that
He's the producer.
video
you
producer.
know.
Okay.
And you know, I got to pick what I played. You know, so basically I got to pick the color of the drum set I'm using and what I play. But other than that, it's Erin.
Right.
You know, from down to what I'm wearing to, you know,
choreography
and the video production. You know, the shots, everything
angles,
like that.
Okay.
And everyone, you should check out Erin's work.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Erin has done several presentations. He works very closely with KMC. So let's check out this drum solo. Is that correct?
It's a drum solo.
Okay.
So basically, it's a portfolio. You could think of it as this is what I do, this is what I play, these are the products I play.
Right.
And we're using it because there's talk. I want to go to Malaysia and do some workshops. I want to go to Korea and Thailand.
Okay.
There's some international
Different,
opportunities for me,
Right.
as well as workshops that are already scheduled around Japan, outside of Kansai.
Okay.
And they require A+ quality videography.
I see.
So we needed something that was top level.
Let's check it out. Drum solo produced by Erin Walker of Eric WIEGMANN.
Hi, this is Eric Wiegmann. I'm an independent drummer living in Osaka, Japan, and I'm here today to tell you about the Kickport Bass Drum Sound Enhancer. So here in Japan, space is a premium, and drummers often find themselves playing smaller sized bass drums. So in order to increase the low end of these smaller bass drums, the Kickport is an invaluable tool. I find it very, very useful, especially combined with the Evans Level 360, to give me a big boomy sound out of a smaller drum that I really need. So take care, keep on drumming, and boost your bottom with Kickport.
And we're back. Eric, fantastic work.
Thank you very much. It's
We've
my pleasure.
suddenly been joined by Erin Walker. Welcome. It's been a while.
Thank you.
And this is your first time to meet Erin, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Erin has done a presentation at almost all the KMCs. We
I see.
definitely welcome him. What was the experience like working with Eric for this video?
Well, it was a great experience working with Eric on this drum video. We had talked about it since, last
It
year?
was September, I think, we began the
Yeah.
idea.
So almost a year we had talked about it and planned, and then we got together and did some practice sessions together,
Mm-hmm.
and did some shooting, and then talked about our goals of what we wanted to do.
Mhm.
And then we got everything together on the video side, and then behind that, Yukari and Eric got together and got all the sponsors in the studio and the location, and just did a wonderful job of organizing everything.
Cool.
Then when we actually got into the studio and recorded, it was just magic.
Mhm.
It just all came together.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Yeah, it definitely looked well produced.
Thank you.
Hats off. Waiting for you to produce a KMC. Something of the same quality.
So something we can learn from Erin, I think,
Mhm.
I want to say, Erin, is that just attention to detail
Yes,
is
very-
your middle name. And attention to detail is something that is I respect very much. So thank you very much, Erin. I just want to say it in front of everybody.
Right.
Really appreciate
Great
it.
job.
Great job, Eric.
For KMC this year, you're planning to do something?
I would love to.
Okay, cool. A drum workshop or
Right.
Okay.
And maybe a performance.
okay. Maybe we can see if we can get one of the companies that endorses you to come in, supply products or something.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Good promotion for them, I'm sure as well.
hmm
Mhm.
I never miss an opportunity. I love teaching drums.
Cool.
So.
And so you're still teaching classes, drum classes?
Absolutely, and I'll actually be expanding. I'm teaching more adult students
Okay.
and privately, and I'm going to be working at the Kansai International Music Academy
I see.
in Shukugawa.
Mhm.
I'm going to be starting to teach there, teach drumming
Okay.
more and
Yeah.
more.
I actually study their vocals and guitar, and it's a wonderful little school. It's a very good atmosphere, and people who can teach you a lot of things about music. So
I'm really
very-
excited to be a part of their faculty,
Mm.
and that'll be starting in April.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thanks.
It sounds like you've got a lot of stuff going. And March, coming up March 15th, you'll be doing something at like a promo?
Well,
What-
Queen City Drums
Okay.
is a Cincinnati-based custom drum shop, and they've grown to the point where they wanted to start making a line of drums instead of, being a purely custom builder. And so they contacted me, and they said, hey, we'd really like to do something with Japan. So they're completely friendly. Like I immediately had a rapport with them. And so I said, okay, first I'll buy a drum set. And so they said, okay, be an endorser with us. And so I was able to say, okay, I want this drum this way. Every part of it could be customized.
Right.
So then we started talking, well, let's start selling some drums in Japan. And so we created a rock drum, a jazz drum, and basically a master mahogany snare line. And
So these are only snare drums?
well, these are 3 snare lines.
Okay.
And then my own kind of design is going to be a jazz series. It's a small jazz kit that we're going to offer. But first of all, my idea is Japan, we need small bass drums. Because
Yes.
who wants to carry
A
a
huge-
huge kitchen table, and where are you going to fit it into a taxi cab?
Right.
So I'm going to make this thing called the Subway bass,
Mhm.
Subway bass drums, and they're going to be offered individually, so you can buy an accessory bass drum. So you can buy a Queen City snare and a
Right.
Queen City Subway bass drum. And so I'm going to be playing them everywhere.
Cool.
So you'll see these
On the subway?
in the venues, in the parks. The idea is, and they'll come in all different sizes, but they'll be about 5 inches deep.
Mhm.
So the depth will be
Oh.
16 by 5.
Right.
And 18 by
Cool,
5,
cool.
and 20 by 5, 20, and maybe even 24 by 5. And the idea is with Evans 360 fantastic bass drum heads and kick port
Right.
in there, it's gonna sound still
Right.
like a big drum.
Cool. I'm looking
So I'm
forward to it.
excited.
Yeah.
And this launch on the 15th, Diodario and Evans and ProMark are bringing out all their 2015 products.
Okay.
So it's going to be like a big display.
Is that
It's gonna be
the
a-
just specifically drum related products or just all products?
Well, my department is mostly the drum department, but
Mhm.
I'm sure that there's going to be
Other things.
NYXL strings and Paul Jackson, the man, the bassist, Paul Jackson, is recently joined the Diodario family, and so
Okay.
he's going to be performing.
Mhm.
Paul Jackson, and myself on drums, and Hitoshi Bando is a drummer, a great drummer, my good friend. We're going to do a drum battle.
Okay.
And then Takumi Mura, who is a fantastic, light, young, 24-year-old Japanese guitarist, and Tony Spruill, Ricky Cosmo Francis on bass, also with 2 bassists. So it's going to be a day of music.
In endorsing and endorsements and
Mm-hmm.
promotion
And
for
March
companies.
15th.
Vladimir Josic
Mhm.
on classical guitar.
Okay.
We're doing klezmer guitar.
Where will this be?
At Bar Isn't
Bar isn't.
in Kobe.
That's in Kobe. Yes.
And the time is going to be 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
and charges 1,000 yen. And so don't forget it. Make the date. Mark the date. March 15th.
Who would this? So this would be good. Basically, it's marketed for musicians.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, for people who want to see Paul Jackson and see a great show,
Just right. Okay.
we're going to do an hour set. But specifically, musicians can come and see like what Diodario is
The
offering.
products are in
Queen
use
City
and how they
drums,
sound. Right.
what kind of things I'm going to be playing, and
Okay.
booty shakers and all the different products.
Okay.
So it's a product.
Yeah, I was laughing too.
It's so funny because
Everyone went, oh, what is that?
I'm such a child, I'm so naive. Like I did a web search on booty shakers. What? What?
I'm endorsing this.
Yeah. So it's a great name,
Mhm.
but a great product too.
Cool.
So Media Symbols will be there, so people can really come and see. I mean, if you can see from this video, the sound quality, the sound level of what we're playing
Mhm.
is different. If you want something that speaks beyond, like kind of an amateur level,
Mhm.
we're trying to pull the sound of drumming, help people boost
Boost
their
it up,
sound.
right? Get their sound better.
Mm-hmm.
My suggestion would be next take once you get a solid endorsement kind of wall, take it to venues, live venues, and show them this is what I can have your backline sounding like. You know, so.
Steve, Leslie, and Diodario are such the cool people like that. You know, like I get free heads and I take them to clubs and I put on free heads,
Right.
so they can hear what Evans sounds like.
Uh-huh.
We did that with Azul last week. They were so happy. We did a Star U6. We go bring them a whole set of new Evans heads, and so we're just trying to educate the community about what we're doing.
Good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to finish the interview with a little bit more of the first track we played, This Modern Life. And thank you for
Of course.
coming again. Sounds like you got stuff going on.
Yeah.
Looking forward to having you bring that going on stuff to KMC this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Dwayne. Thank you to Blackan Radio. Thank you to Erin, Yukari. You know, I'm just a drummer. So the drummer can't play without the band. The same way we can't do anything without each other.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Let's take a listen to a little more of This Modern Life by Out of Dust.
Meet Ken. Ken has been running his business in Japan for 5 years, but lately he's struggling to make profit and attract new customers. Sales decline, profit went down. He's struggling to find new customers. He realized he needs a new strategy before things get from bad to worse. What was his solution? A website. Yes, a bilingual English-Japanese website did it. His website attracted new customers. He found new buyers and received constant inquiries from both Japanese and foreign nationals alike. And where did he get his website created? From KCC International Limited in Osaka, Japan. KCC International constructed an effective website for Ken at a reasonable price. Business is booming again. Buyers are ordering and profit is pouring in. Ken made the smart move getting a professional website done. You can get your website created to suit your business style. English, Japanese, or bilingual websites. Call now for rates and more details at 06-6245-7679 or email website at kcc2000.com.
Well, Una, thanks for joining again.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Eric, again, thanks for
great. Happy to be here, really.
Aaron, take you next time. And Yukari,
Thank you.
Genki de. This has been KMC Vibes with host DL, co-host Una, and guest Eric Wiegmann. See you next month. Peace.
You know, with that piece, the drumming, there's just